all the best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Hearn for Ringside Boxing Promotions in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport proudly present for your entertainment now 12 rounds of boxing. It is a final eliminator for the British Light Middleweight Championship. All sponsored here by Betfred, the biggest independent bookmakers in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white, weighing in at 10 stone, 13 pounds, 10 ounces. 25 fight record, 16 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance, 6 losses and 3 draws. He's from Leeds. Please welcome Darren Rhodes. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold, weighing in a championship weight of 11 stone exactly. 20 fight record, 19 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance, and just 1 defeat. He's the former Commonwealth champion from Liverpool. Please welcome Destiny Michael Jones. Timekeeper of the bell is Colin Roberts, and referee in charge of the action from London is Mr. Mark Green, and this is 12 rounds. Final eliminator for the British Light Middleweight Championship.
Okay, gentlemen, you're both professional boxers. I tell you to break, I expect to break quickly and cleanly. Remember, unless I tell you to break or stop boxing, you protect yourselves at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
And this is Nick Halling along with former world flyweight champion Dave McCauley at ringside. Looking forward to this one. It's a scheduled 12-rounder, and the winner will be fighting for the British Light Middleweight title, and quite possibly the Commonwealth title as well, because there's always a good chance that both belts are on the line. If Jamie Moore goes on to successfully defend later on tonight the Commonwealth title, or if he picks it up, then there's a very good chance that both belts will be on the line. So plenty at stake here, Dave, for both men.
Yep, there's everything to fight for tonight. These two guys, whatever one of these two fellas is up for it tonight, this will be the winner, because they have, as you said, they have the chance of the British title and the Commonwealth title, so they're really, really geared up for this. And I would say we're in for an explosive fight tonight.
Rhodes, the man in the blue trunks, has really got a chance to push himself a bit further up the British rankings here. He looked about a year ago, he looked like a good journeyman, a good solid pro. You know, that's just a slip. Mark Green immediately picked that up, but he looked like just a good journeyman pro, you know, the real lifeblood of British boxing. But a couple of good wins have, as you can see, catapulted him into this class, and that wasn't a bad combination.
Yeah, that was a good 1-2-3 there by Rhodes. He's a good solid puncher, Rhodes, not a knockout specialist, but a good hurtful puncher. Jones is exactly the same, so these two guys are pretty well matched. This is going to be a real good night tonight. And each boxer too is putting a bit of power behind the jabs. You know, they're putting power behind every shot they throw here, so they're really wanting to win this. Another good 1-2 there from Rhodes. Yeah, good solid stuff.
On the counter again, he's waiting for Jones to make his move, and then he's whipping in some punishing shots. And well, the pre-fight form guide suggested that Jones would win this one. It's very, very early days, but a very bright start this from Darren Rhodes.
Yeah, at this moment in time, you couldn't say what one is going to just take control here, but they're both very, very, very anxious to impress upon each other here. Like Rhodes is putting good, solid shots together, and now Jones is doing the exact same thing, so it's hard to choose, but it's early days yet.
He's so tall and rangy, Michael Jones, the man in the white, but he also has this very wide stance, doesn't it? His feet are a long way apart.
Yeah, he sort of shortens himself, Nick, here, thinking, oh, that's a good right hand, a good overhand right, and that hurt Rhodes there slightly, but it hurt him. Yeah, his feet are that far apart, you know, he knocks inches off his height, and whereas if he was to stand slightly straighter, with the knees more bent slightly, he'd be a harder target to hit. He's got a great big long reach. He's been using that to his advantage at every opportunity. Keep Rhodes at the end of that punch. That was a good solid left hook. Jones is beginning to put a bit of power in his shots now, and he's hurting Rhodes slightly.
He certainly is. He's been very much a focused man. He actually boxed, good shots again, but Rhodes has come back at him. He actually boxed Jamie Moore for the vacant British title as was. Moore was a late replacement. Jones was the hot favourite, and Jones was outboxed and really surprised, and that seems to have galvanised him. You never know what a defeat is going to do to a man. You know, Jones had been undefeated at that point. He was really shocked, could have gone away, but he's very anxious to rebuild it and get it right at the second attempt.
So it's either one of two things, Nick. It either just destroys you completely, that you don't recover, or it makes you into a far better fighter, because you know you're not unbeatable anymore, so therefore it makes you train harder and it makes you fight harder. Good solid shots here by Rhodes, a good bang, a good 1-2. Good stuff, good solid punches. Just failed short there with the left jab, Jones did, but that's good solid stuff from Rhodes there. That was his best punches in that round. Good solid shots to the head, and really made Jones stand up and think. Good stuff by Jones also.
So here we go in this 12-rounder. The winner will be boxing for the British light middleweight title, and quite possibly the Commonwealth light middleweight title as well. That could be on the line depending on results later tonight. Jones is the man you sense that has to have this one, but then again, in a sense, Rhodes needs it too. Rhodes has managed to push himself out of that good journeyman level, but a defeat here pushes him back down into that.
Yeah, well, this is why both men will be really up to this fight tonight. They both want to win, they both have to win, because whatever one loses here, I feel it's more or less over. Well, maybe not totally, but it's going to be a real hard
It's a long way back, isn't it?
Yeah, a real long way back. That was a good solid left hook by Jones there. Jones is beginning to put his combinations together here, and he's getting some good shots off.
Yeah, he just banged a very nice, that was a good straight from Rhodes. Every time we say Jones is starting to get on top, Rhodes comes back and pops one in just to let him know. But I did notice a very good right cross to the midsection went in from Jones just a few moments ago.
He's working Rhodes onto that left hook. Every time Rhodes steps in, Jones takes one step back and bangs that big long left hook in. It's a good solid punch. See, what Jones wants to do here is stay out of trouble, keep it at long range. You know, make that jab do all the work for him, and make Rhodes think all the time. Good stuff again. That's a good solid right hand. But it's catching Rhodes a bit high, but it's catching him on the temple, which does quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, it messes with your balance when you get caught on the temple. We've seen fighters go down simply because they're off balance. Yeah, he's picking his shots much better now in this second round, Michael Jones.
Well, you can see exactly what he's doing now. He's keeping things at long range, which means then he can throw the punches out, and he can see exactly where they're going, and he just takes that wee half step back, and then he's out of range from Rhodes' onslaught. A good right hand again.
Well, he's a well-trained boxer, Michael Jones. Ray Farrell and Maurice Kaur work in his corner, and that's a couple of fellas it's worth listening to, and they've obviously had a little adjustment after that first round.
You know, even though Jones's record doesn't suggest that he's a mighty puncher, but he's throwing good solid shots tonight. This is the hardest I've seen him hitting in a long time. There's good solid jabs, good solid right hands, and good solid left hooks. Not devastating, Nick, but they're good hurtful punches. And some good stuff from Rhodes also. Real good solid shots from Rhodes. Still pretty evenly matched here. There's nobody just striding away.
Yes, you just keep feeling that Jones is ready to step on the gas a little bit. Then Rhodes just pops something in and just lets him know he's there. So Darren Rhodes from Leeds has done enough to stick around in the first couple of rounds for certain. And what an opportunity this is for him. Like so many boxers, it looked like he was just going to be a regular 6-8 round undercard fighter, but here he is, and a shot at a British title is within his grasp.
Yes, and when a fighter gets a shot at a title like that, it really gives his career an awful boost. Good solid stuff from both fighters there. Rhodes slightly out of range, but he followed through with that left jab. Didn't do much damage, but it landed on the chin. Good stuff. A solid left jab again. Not powerful, but just enough to hurt you, to make you think.
Yeah, they've both landed enough shots already in these first two rounds for both fellas to sort of be saying, oh, hang on, this fella can bang a bit. Round 3 of this British title eliminator. Michael Jones in the white, Darren Rhodes in the blue. It's honours fairly even. Now we'll see as we get into these middle rounds which one of these two fellas can assert their class.
Jones should fight the smart game. Keep it all at long range. This is what he has to do. Stay out of danger, because I'm not saying that Rhodes can knock him out, but he can definitely do quite a bit of damage. He's a good solid puncher, Rhodes. Oh!
Oh, just like that.
Beautiful stuff.
Just like that. Right on cue, a left. Catches Jones. Well, what an opportunity here for Darren Rhodes. Can he grab it? And Jones is hanging on, trying to get the head clear. And look at this, he's still coming, and now Jones has caught him back.
Oh, good stuff from Jones. That's a cracking left hook. Well, Rhodes is going to have to be very, very, very careful here, because he can walk onto a big punch himself. And he has there a couple of good left hooks from Jones there. Landed bang on target. A wounded animal is always at its most dangerous. Another good clubbing right hand from Rhodes again. This one can go either way, Nick. There's no doubt. You just couldn't choose right now.
Yeah, it really is. Jones, Jones has got him with that left again. But Jones isn't 100% himself either. But they say attack is the best form of defence.
Oh, good stuff from Jones.
And Rhodes is taking a chance here, and it's a big gamble. He's gambling that he can take the Jones punches to land a shot of his own, and it's not working.
That was a good solid right hook to the body from Jones there. Beautiful stuff. Oh, a good right hand from Rhodes. This is beautiful stuff. Really good stuff.
Well, it's turned into a war of attrition all of a sudden. Great stuff this time from Jones. And Rhodes, his head movement has gone. He's hardly moving his upper body at all.
Whatever was that,
starting to go here, Rhodes. He's in a lot of trouble. Covering up, Mark Green taking a good look. Again, he's through, almost gone. One more punch and it's over, surely. And Mark Green has had to step in. What a turnaround.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And he stopped it. Well, that was one tremendous recovery from Michael Jones, who must have had the fright of his career, and it galvanised him, because within 2 minutes he'd stopped his man. You've always said this about this man, Dave. He needs to be pushed to get the best out of him.
Yeah, the better the fighter that Jones fights, the better he fights himself. He's one of these fighters who rises to the occasion. He's always just that wee bit better than the guy that he's fighting. And tonight, it was touch and go. He was down himself. But as I had said, a wounded animal is always at its most dangerous, and you have to be very careful. It was a cracking left, bang on the chin, and you have to give Jones credit for getting up, because that was a beautiful punch. Right down he went. He didn't know where he was.
And not only did he get up, but he fought back as well. I wonder if Darren Rhodes will look back at this tape and say, I should have picked my shots a bit better, because he really went hell for leather, didn't he, after that?
Yep. What Rhodes should have done, he steamrolled in there, and he was throwing punches from every angle, and he was leaving himself wide open, and he got caught quite a few times by Jones, and he paid the ultimate price. Look at that, a cracking left hook, and that got everything going there. That first left hook that Jones threw got the ball rolling, and that was the writing on the wall for Rhodes after that.
There was
unbelievable stuff.
There was this one punch you saw Jones land, and you saw the whole body, not that one, the whole body of Darren Rhodes just wobbled, and you knew he just hit empty.
Beautiful stuff from both fighters now. Rhodes had Jones going also twice in that round, but he just couldn't finish him off. He got too wild, and he didn't see where the punches were going. He just threw them out and just hoped they landed back on the chin, but they didn't, and he paid the ultimate price. He got caught himself, and that was it.
That's the one, yeah. That's the one. There he goes. Only the ropes kept him up. Jones did not let him off the hook, and I think Mark Green got this absolutely right, because Darren Rhodes was all over the place. So close for Darren Rhodes. He had his man down, but he couldn't finish him off, and look at the price he's paid. This can be a cruel game sometimes.
There it is, bang. Beautiful stuff.
Everything's gone. The legs have gone. The hands have dropped. And a clinical finish. So Michael Jones will have another crack at the British title. And this time, Dave, it may be a different story because this man learns.
He looked absolutely fantastic tonight, and you can't take anything away from him at all. He did all that was asked of him and more. And if I was a betting man, I'd have a few pounds on him to win this British title, because he looked very impressive tonight.
Yes, he really did. You've been critical of him in the past, Dave, but absolutely no
Ladies
criticism
and gentlemen,
tonight.
timekeeper Colin Roberts has recorded a time of 2 minutes and 37 seconds of the third round. Referee Mark Green has stopped this contest. Rhodes in no position to continue. Your winner of this final eliminator for the British Light Middleweight Championship, from Liverpool, Destiny, Michael Jones.